Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, today for our October surprise, the PokeMMO's developers have released the 10-year anniversary Part 3 on Saturday. Now, I'm currently taping this on Sunday, but there have been some updates that I would like to tell you about. So let's go ahead and read them right now. Let's start off with the Alpha Swarms. Alpha Swarms have been spotted in the wild. Alpha Swarms are rare swarms. These formidable mini-bosses can be found once per in-game day and will wait for challengers for 1 hour. But don't wait too long. They're very hard to catch. Alphas always have the hidden ability attribute and always have high IVs. Secondary encounters around the alpha have a small chance to have their hidden ability. Alphas will let you retry a battle if you lose. Even if you don't end up capturing the alpha, you'll be rewarded with XP candy if you can defeat it. And I have drafted a guide about leveling. Feel free to check it out down in the description below. Alright, a new menu in your decks has been added to keep track of alphas as they are spotted. Check back frequently to see what has been released. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and pop up the window here. And this is a typical alpha fight that Q has shown us here. As you can see, the Hydreigon is trying to hold its own, but it can't. So low kick will knock out this Hydreigon. And I feel like that Q has kind of slipped in a little tip here. You might want to run Shedinja, because Shedinja has this Wonder Guard ability, meaning that if the move is not super effective, then it will not affect Shedinja. In fact, you can see it in action there. And there you go. Now, there's a pretty big announcement that I have for you all about swarms. And this completely changes the game in terms of spotting swarms. You will now have swarms broadcasted on your town map. Now, in Unova, you won't have the sprite of the Pokemon expressed in the map, but in Kanto, you do. Now, Hoenn and Sinnoh, I believe you have those icons expressed there. I've not witnessed a Hoenn or Sinnoh swarm yet as the time of this taping, but I know that Kanto has the swarm Pokemon sprite expressed there. In fact, you can even have an alpha sprite right there, just in case you want to find an alpha Pokemon. And let's go ahead and talk about the Pragmatic Pearls. Alright, now let's go and talk about the next part of the update, where we're going to discuss Prismatic Pearls. Now, you can get Prismatic Pearls here in the Celadon City Hotel, or you can go over to Hoenn in the motel, which I could take you there briefly. Alright, we are here at the Lily Cove City Hotel over in Hoenn, and you can see that there's that man there you can talk to, but we're going to get to him later. First, I'm going to go ahead and take you to the Valor Lakefront near the 7 Stars restaurant to encounter this Baron here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Valor Lakefront and see our Baron friend right now. Alright, we are here in Sinnoh at the Valor Lakefront, and as you can see here, this man has a shiny Charizard and a shiny Infernape. Alright, and last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and go to Unova's location for the Baron. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, we are here in Undella Town, and this is where the Baron is over in Unova. So let's go ahead and talk to him. And actually, I have a shiny that I don't want. And I've had this in my PC. It does not have a 31 IV. It is downright terrible. And I know that nobody wants it. So let's go ahead and put this shiny to a good use. And this is for educational purposes only. Only do this to shinies that you don't want. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to him, shall we? Ho ho! Your eyes do not deceive you! Those are my incredible, rare, shiny Empoleon and Infernape. My name is Baron Ray, world-renowned connoisseur of shiny Pokemon. I'm here to offer you a fantastic deal, you see. Trade your shiny Pokemon to me, and I'll give you prismatic pearls in exchange. Okay? Let's exchange Vileplume. Yeah, that's a shiny Vileplume. I'll give you 4 prismatic pearls for your shiny Vileplume. Is that agreeable? Well, considering that this Vileplume is pretty terrible, yes, I do agree. Are you sure you want to trade Vileplume for 4 prismatic pearls? You won't get this Pokemon back. Well, this Pokemon is pretty awful, so let's go for it. There, thank you for the trade. Want to exchange more? No, I don't. Come back when you want to strike a deal. Okay, and that Vileplume is gone, thankfully. And I was wondering when I can sell it, but I don't think anybody wants it since there's no 31 and it has a horrible nature. And the moves are terrible too. So let's go ahead and talk about this guy in a little bit more depth. And decide to give you a visual demonstration as to what would happen if you were to exchange a shiny. And as you can tell, there's a prompt making sure that you want to exchange a shiny. So I like the fact that developers have put in that safeguard to ensure you don't accidentally give away your shiny. And let's go and talk about this man, shall we? Baron Murray is a man with expensive taste. He'll only trade you prismatic pearls in exchange for a shiny. Shinies can be valued anywhere from 4 to 28 pearls in each, depending on the rarity, with special bonuses for shiny alphas and secret shinies. Prismatic pearls will allow you to shift the hidden ability attribute from one party member to another, but they only work for members of the same species tree. Now, for educational purposes, I'm going to do this live on camera so you can see it in action. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, I am back, and as you can see, the Baron has my Vileplume right there. Vileplume is pretty bad, so it's kind of funny how he displays it right there, like he's proud of it. Alright, now, let's go ahead and talk about the Pragmatic Pearl. So for educational purposes, I'm going to use it right now. So let's go ahead and use it and see what happens. So we have a Crobat right here that doesn't have the Infiltrator ability, and we have one that does. And what is going to happen is, if you were to use the Pearl, then the Crobat on the left will obtain the Infiltrator ability. However, the Crobat on the right won't have the Infiltrator ability. And instead, it is going to just be an alpha without the hidden ability attribute. So use this wisely. And for educational purposes, I'm going to use it. Let's go ahead and do it right now. And now we have swapped the hidden ability potential. So now this Crobat has the hidden ability Infiltrator. So let's go ahead and take a look at the moves here. Alright, there's Infiltrator there with Crobat. And the other Crobat, which doesn't have the hidden ability, and Alpha without hidden ability. Man, could you imagine that? Alright. Infamy. Let's go ahead and dive into the rest of the update. And I thought it'd be a fun little educational thing to do that with the Crobat. So let's go ahead and dive into the next part of the update, which I think is pretty important for anyone who plays competitively. So let's go ahead and dive into that right now. Alright folks, I am back here at the Battle Subway. You can either do this in the Battle Subway, or in the Battle Frontier in Hoenn, or in the Trainer Tower in Kanto. Guess what? There's a brand new prize for you all. You know what it is? There's a brand new item here in the Battle Frontier, or the Battle Subway, or the Trainer Tower. 7. The Assault Gear! Oh boy! The Special Jacket, which raises the holder's special defense by plus 50%. It prevents the use of all status moves except me first in battles. Alright, that is quite an awesome vest, and I would like to thank the developers for implementing the assault gear. Now, I have to note that I was a former EV trainer back in the day, and I had something called the Amnesia Brace. However, that item has been changed to the Training Link. Let's go ahead and type in Training Link here, because now that I have the Trainer Link from the old Amnesia Brace that I bought several years ago, back from my EV training service circa 2014, nowadays I'm too busy to do that, and my schedule is quite packed, so I don't like to EV train too much for people. But the old Amnesia Brace that I was using for 1 year while I had my EV training service has been changed to a Training Link. And what does the Training Link do exactly? That's a good question. The Training Link doubles EV gain and allows the holder to gain EVs even if they don't partake in a battle, but the holder cannot gain any XP while holding it. This item is account bound, meaning that it can be traded between characters on an account, but it cannot leave that account. Players who had an Amnesia Brace have had their item automatically replaced with the Training Link. So I would like to thank the developers for giving the Training Link. If I ever need a way to not over-level my Pokemon while EV training, then this item can certainly be of use. Before, I would just have to cram a bunch of vitamins, and now this can certainly be very cost-effective, so I appreciate the developers for allowing me to do that. Alright, thank you so much to the PokeMMO's developers for this update. So let's go ahead and dive into the miscellaneous gameplay changes, shall we?
UI changes. Mobile. The UI for the decks has been updated to more closely reflect the desktop client's layout. Desktop. The bag UI has been improved.
Miscellaneous gameplay changes. Trainer data has been updated with new abilities introduced in the 2022 June of 24th update. Mysterious gems are now known as mysterious gem clusters. No change has been made to the item's effects. Alpha Mon's glow has been improved. The maximum price of the GTL for rare stackable items, e.g. older event bundles, have been increased to 250 million. Alright. Note, the maximum amount of money which can be requested for a GTL listing cannot exceed the max money cap of 2.1 billion. Alright, and let's go ahead and take a look at that Alpha Glow. You can see here, the Alpha Glow has increased from the last update. The brown and gray werewolf masks have received a refresh. The previous howl animation is now triggerable, and their sprites have been updated. Alright, let's go ahead and hear that howl right now. Alright, and now we can be able to check that trainer card here. And as you can see, there's a bit of a refresh with the werewolf mask look. And we can even take a look on forms and be able to see the werewolf mask its full glory. The gray and the brown werewolf mask. Alright, now it's time for us to discuss the technology changes right now. Technology changes. PokeMMO can now automatically extract compressed archives from ROMs during setup. The client is now able to automatically switch audio devices upon disconnection. Players can now set an explicit audio output device in the settings menu under the Sound tab. Alright. Now as for mobile, PokeMMO now supports native keyboard integration for iOS and Android mobile platforms. The UI is now properly offset from any notches in the phone screen. And let's go talk about the iOS. Performance on iOS has been significantly improved. PokeMMO on iOS now supports controllers, and if you would like a brief tutorial about the controller settings on PokeMMO, I made a video about that. Feel free to check it out in the description below. Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. PokeMMO now requires Java 17 for desktop client. Upgrade steps are below. Windows. Standard installer. No action is necessary for the standard Windows installer. The game will automatically update with the required libraries. Portable zip. Users who are using the portable zip packaging may need to update their system libraries manually. Mac OS. Update the Mac OS installer to the latest version 47 if prompt. Linux. Snapcraft IO packaging. Java 17 has already been deployed for Snapcraft platforms. If you're unable to start the game, update the package manually by entering this command into a terminal. Sudo snap refresh PokeMMO. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pop this up temporarily so you can be able to type this in if you are a Linux user. So type in those exact words and it should update your Java platform. Alright. And as for the others, consult your distribution's documentation for how to remove OpenJDK 11 and install OpenJDK 17. Windows and Mac OS. PokeMMO now offers an alternative rendering pipeline to OpenGL. To switch from OpenGL, select Angle under the rendering pipeline drop-down menu in the settings. The game will automatically download the required files. On Windows, this changes the rendering mode to DirectX 9 or DirectX 11, the higher of which is available. Note, Angle on Windows does not support 32-bit Windows. On Mac OS, this changes the rendering mode to Metal. This mode will be default during the next game update for Mac OS. It is currently opt-in for testing. Windows. The compatibility mode software renderer has been removed. Users who were still using the software renderer after its deprecation in the May 11th of 2021 update will now be prompted to install Angle when a startup failure occurs. This mode allows native rendering via DirectX and improves performance significantly. The Windows installer now contains both 32-bit and 62-bit versions of the game. The installer will automatically select the appropriate version for your platform. Okay, and now let's go ahead and dive into the bug fixes. Bug fixes. iOS. Fix an issue where severe battery drain and overheating occurs if the sound was on. iOS. Fixed many issues with the client's handling of general inputs and the keyboard. Town maps in Kanto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh now render accurate positions for players in swarms in all maps. Fix an issue where FriendGuard would broadcast its presence on swap-in multi-battles. Fix an issue where the professor's assistant would not render the correct region during the dialogue. Fix illusion ability owners not copying the correct attributes for alpha or shiny monsters. Fix an issue where AI could get stuck when trying to shift. Fixed an incorrect string used when suspect tests are rendered in the tiered data UI. Fixed vitamins not multiplying in their happiness modifier when more than one were used at the same time. Fixed revive not broadcasting correctly for PvE spectators. Fixed an issue where species checks used for hidden ability breeding would return incorrect results in some odd edge cases. This issue was previously addressed in a hotfix which prevented breeding from occurring at all. This limitation has been reverted and the underlying issue resolved. Fixed team trophy vanity item multi-data. Fix an issue where multi-turn moves could be prevented from executing correctly in multi-battles if one of the players' requested actions was invalid. When reactive gas is removed from the field, the resulting ability activation is now ordered by speed. Fixed an issue where reactive gas would not be removed if it became suppressed through e.g. Worry Seed. XP candies can now be used on the last level of obedience, and their stored XP is now properly capped. Fix an issue where XP candies could not be used if switching between regions with inconsistent level caps. Fix an issue where negative EV counts would not be displayed correctly for multi-use berry dialogues. Fix an issue where reorganizing your PC would not update the AFK timer. Fix an issue where particles would render slightly too high for alpha monsters. Fix an issue where contests would freeze immediately after starting a battle. Contests have been re-enabled with this update. Fix an issue where player sprites would not render correctly in the trainer card or in battle for some items. Fixed an incorrect tooltip for Covet. Fix an issue where the camera would do a totally sick loop-de-loop when entering Unova's Victory Road. I love the way how Q wrote that. That's so 90s. My golly. Mobile. Fix an issue where the D-pad would block some town map locations. When locating an invalid texture from a ROM, the client will now display a dummy texture instead of crashing. Fix an issue where entrainment would not fail properly if the target protected themselves. Various database optimizations to improve performance during the server maintenance. Sketch can no longer be cast against semi-invulnerable targets, e.g. fly, dig, etc. Fix an issue where in rental battles, items being consumed would not always show the correct slot they were consumed from. Fix an issue where held item states would not be broadcast correctly upon reconnecting in a battle. Battles now accurately show the currently held item when the item is changed through Boov's EG trick.
It's an issue where Frisk would not show correct messages in NPC trainer battles.
Fix an issue where swarms in GBA areas would not walk around at all. Fix an issue where a crane in Snow Point City was really bright. Oh man. Well, you can tell that the people over in Sinnoh must have cleaned up that crane pretty well. I remember seeing that. Fix an issue where the surf model could be left behind when flying. Fix an issue where pools of water in the resort area did not completely fill the pools. Fixed Flint's room's fire animation in the Elite Four. The conveyor belts in Orenburg now move properly. Fix an issue where the Great Marsh's swamp wouldn't render its borders correctly. Fixed a crash where the world map could be invalid if players used an item which affected their position while warping. Players can now adjust their team's order if a duel request or trade request prompt is on screen. Fix an issue where Secret Power would play back damage before its animation in battle. Fix an issue where red bars would sometimes be seen on icons for mods. Fix an issue where the waterfall in End's castle would not loop correctly. Fix an issue where pop-up emotes would not render correctly in non-standard map layouts, e.g. Gear Station. Fix an issue where using berry blenders in Hoenn Blend was clicked without any items, a soft lock would occur. Fix an issue where tournament and matchmaking prizes with Vault Tackle cannot be claimed from mail. Fix an issue where Fling could fling untossable items. Fix an issue where Encore could be cancelled by self-inflicted confusion damage. Fix an issue where, if afflicted by self-inflicted confusion damage, Encore could not be reapplied. Fix an issue where, if a player recently came online, they could still not be mailed items until they logged off again. Fix an issue where some abilities could apply in Safari Zone battles. Fix an issue where reactive gases neutralization would apply after entry hazard damage. Fix an issue where the Kanto Friends particle would crash when using certain ROM files. And more. Notes. Players who currently have anniversary medallions from PokeMMO's 10-year anniversary event will have them replaced at a ratio of 1:7 for anniversary chests in this update. The terms of service have been updated. No content changes occurred aside from the domain name change from PokeMMO.eu to PokeMMO.com, which makes it really easy for navigation. So I appreciate the PokeMMO developers from changing the domain. And there was a patch that occurred yesterday at 12:30 a.m. my time. Due to this patch's economic changes, GTL listings for these items were canceled during the server maintenance to prevent auction sniping. Brown and gray werewolf masks and all shinies and secret shinies. And that is all for the update log, although before I sign off, I would like to show you how to catch an alpha. So at the time of this taping, you'll be able to catch an alpha Lucario. Let's go ahead and swing by Route 216 real quick, which is to the right of Celestic Town. And we can do this live on tape, folks. This is live on tape. So we can be able to go to Sinnoh. Alright, and an alpha has been spotted in Route 216. So let's go ahead and go there, shall we? Alright folks, we are back. And I was just about to sign off, but, well, there's an alpha Lucario we have to catch. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and go over here. And you get to see an alpha Lucario. Now before you do that, let's go ahead and catch these Rylus real quick. Okay, we're going to start off with this Rylu, and we're going to work our way to that Lucario, so don't worry. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Alright, folks. We have caught the very first Rylu. Let's go ahead and catch the second one. Now I hear that there's a small chance that some of these Rylus might have a hidden ability. So let's go ahead and false swipe, and then we can go ahead and... Oh boy, this is going to be quite an interesting Pokemon. Now we can see what the moveset is on this Rylu. We can be able to take advantage of this information here. Okay. Nothing really too substantial. Let's go ahead and throw our ball and let's go ahead and counter the third one, shall we? This one has 31 HP though. Alright. Alright, then we have one more, folks. One more. I'm going to go ahead and name this real quick. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This one doesn't have any 31s. One more Railu, and then we can be able to encounter the Lucario. Okay. Man, what perfect timing. I was just about to sign off. Alright. There we go. Alright, and we have caught this Railu, so let's go ahead and go to the giant here. The Alpha Lucario. Alright, there we go. Now, there we go. There's the hidden ability Railu right there. Alright, there we go. Perfect. It even has adamant. So what an excellent... And it's female too, so I can be able to breed this thing and have it go all the way adamant. So, awesome. I am loving it. And now, let's go ahead and deal with the giant. Now, before we do, I would like to thank Trums. Trums has been quite a substantial help here in terms of catching the alpha. In fact, let's go ahead and counter this. Okay, folks. Let's get the alpha. This is my second try. Oh, and there's that crane right there that Q was talking about. I find that this is the shortest route to Route 216. There we go. There's Lucario looking ferociously at us. You know, probably gonna do this. Let's see. What I want to do is sprinkle first. There we go. It's kind of a sacrifice Pokemon. And I would like to thank Trums for giving me this strat. So thank you so much, Trums. And please write me in the comments if I said your name correct. Okay. There we go. And now I can just let this Aeron faint. And then Breloom should be able to spore. Either that or we can just go into Shedinja. In fact, we can do that right now. Since Shedinja has the ability Wonder Guard. I would like to thank the developers for giving me that hint in the update log that maybe you should carry on to Shedinja. You may fill yourself up with might, but you cannot hit the Shedinja. Why don't I even quick ball? Oh, this is bad. Oh. Okay, well this thing does have effectiveness. Okay. Alright, and we caught the Alpha Lucario. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now, we lost one fight, so it's bad. So that means that we get a total of 2x31 rather than 3x, which is not bad. I mean, I like those IVs, and they could probably be used as a... Oh, well, careful, it's not really a good nature for Lucario, but otherwise, hey, this Lucario just needs a little bit of some work. And we can be able to turn this into a competitive Pokemon at some point. Alright, well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. And this is the Roy Rogers News channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel, like the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News channel signing off. Oh, and make sure to check out Petrowski's commentary if you haven't already. I'm sure that most of you have checked out Petrowski's commentary, but just in case you haven't, feel free to check out his video there. And make sure to check out my friend Trums as well, because he gave me the strat about how to get Lucario to 1 HP, and that would be with Aeron and Endeavor. So thank you so much, Trums, for doing that. And check out his channel as well. Fast, accurate, unbiased, Roy Rogers News.